The big picture. This inflation never seems to end. Things just cost so much more now. I wish my pay went up this fast. I seem to be going backwards. Does this sound familiar? Welcome to The Big Deal, where today we talk about how budgets work at home, and how you can use them to your advantage. Let's make that money you earn, no matter how much or how little, help you do more than you can do today. And how about we learn how to do it in less than 18 minutes and using a data-driven approach? The first thing we need to do is work out where all the money is going. To do that, for a period of time, a month might be best, we need to take note of what money comes in, and what we spend money on. Everything. Then we will classify the spend so it makes more sense and we understand what is happening. Then we will work out what we really need and what are things we decided to buy but don't absolutely have to. Then we will work out what we would love to happen and see if we can make it happen. This is the part that will help improve your life if you are struggling. A little pain, a lot of gain. Doing all this, we still earn the same amount of money, but we may be able to make some tweaks and use our money more smartly. Let's get into it. For a whole month we are going to track what we spend money on. You can do it for a shorter period, but a month is a good time to ensure we catch things like monthly rent payments. How do we do that? Well, here are 3 ideas. 1. Use a pad or a note-taking app to note down what you bought, how much, and the date you bought it. Every time you spend even $1, it all adds up. 2. Or you can download a free app to track your spend and record what you buy on your cell phone. Just Google, free apps to track my spend. You will find many. Grab a free one that has lots of downloads and a good score. 3. You could also download a transaction report from your bank or credit card and look at the items you spent money on. Often they will be the negative numbers, as the money was taken out of your account. Using bank statements is only good for those things you pay for by a card or from your bank. It won't capture cash you spend. Don't forget the things you bought with cash. Note them down too. So we create that big list: cell phone bills, rent or home loan payments, restaurant meals, and gas. Everything. As a first rule to aim for, if you add up that list of things you bought, you want that to add up to less than you earn over that same period. If it doesn't, you are spending more than you earn, and you will start to get into debt. For example, using a credit card more and more. The difference with a credit card is that unless you pay it all off that month, it sends you financially backwards. That is how credit card companies make money, by taking some of your money every time you spend. That doesn't happen if you use cash. You keep the money. Buying from credit card all the time is not a good thing to do regularly. Ideally, we never need to use a credit card unless we can guarantee to pay it all off within a month. Most of us can't do that. Now we have our list of things we buy, we will split them into sensible groups. Firstly, there are essential things like rent, normal food, paying off a home loan, electricity and cell phone bills, and so on. Things you really have to pay and may not have much of a choice on. More on that in another video. Then there are other things that we choose to buy but don't absolutely have to. That might be movie tickets, restaurant meals, or going to Starbucks with friends, and so on. The name for optional things we buy is called discretionary spend. We can choose to spend it or not. Now let's run through those 2 lists, every item, and mark any item with a star or similar if they are recurring things. Things you buy regularly. So it might be a daily coffee or a monthly cell phone bill. Or lunch at work every workday. Things that we buy more than once. These items you need to be careful with because each time may seem small, but as we buy many of them, they add up quickly. The more often you buy something, the more it matters, as it adds up bit by bit. Over a year, that little thing can add up to lots. We are going to focus on those things we don't have to pay for and choose to buy. We still have the option to buy them, but we are going to manage how we do it differently. Those items on the other things we buy list we marked with a star are ones that may look okay, for example a $3 coffee each day. But to properly understand them, we really need to work out the cost and the number of times we buy them. So a daily $3 coffee at work is actually 3 by 5 days each week. Over a month, that is 3 by 20 workdays, equals $60. Over a year, that is more than $600. A lot bigger than the $3 it looks like when we buy it each day. That's why we have to look at those ones differently. Do that for everything that you buy regularly to properly understand the cost of buying that thing. If you watch our episode on bulk buying, you can learn about how to save a fortune on some of these items, maybe even while buying more of them. The numbers are really quite amazing. If you add up the total of all the other things that are not absolutely needed, restaurant meals, etc., you have the amount of money we will be looking at in more detail initially. This is money you could 100% save if you really wanted to. But spending nothing makes life not much fun, so we will try to be smarter and see if we can end up with some extra money each month as a result. Then we will do some smart things with that extra money that over time will change our life for the better. It is simple math. And it works. It is not magic. But after a while it feels like magic. So how? Let's say we added up the list of all the things we choose to spend money on, i.e. the nicer things in life, and it adds up to $400 over a month. That $400 is what we spend on nice-to-haves, such as movies, video games, restaurants, coffees, a night out, or lotto tickets. Anything we choose to buy but don't absolutely have to. So leave your rent and utilities out of it. So that is $400 over a month works out to be $4,800 over a year. Did you know you were knowingly choosing to spend $4,800 per year on things you just decide you want to buy? It quickly adds up. Now if we were super disciplined, we would simply stop doing all that nice stuff for the whole year, and save $4,800, which is pretty cool but maybe not very enjoyable. So instead we will choose how we want to use that $4,800 and start to take financial control of our lives. We get paid into our normal bank account, so we will make some new bank accounts to save money in. You can hopefully find some fee-free bank accounts to do this if you look around. Hint: Google fee-free bank accounts. One will be our emergency account. This account is money that slowly grows and sits there in case one of those nightmare bills arrives. Maybe you need some dental work that you weren't expecting, or the cat got sick. You know, all those curveballs life throws at every single one of us. You never know when, but they will come. The purpose of this account is to stop that panic if it does occur and give you some breathing room when it does. You are able to pay the unexpected bill right away. You don't need to get in debt or worry. Simples. It is our rainy day fund. One will be our luxury account. This money we can spend how we want. We earned it. If you want to go out to restaurants, etc., the luxury account is where the money for it comes from. No borrowing needed. The money in the luxury account can be spent, just remember it is to last you until your next payday. One of our new accounts will be a savings account. This is where we save money. It can be just to build savings, with no plan to use them yet. Or it can have a goal such as save a housing deposit, car, or a special holiday, etc. Try to save for bigger things, not silly stuff. The bigger the better. Bonus points if what you spend your savings account money on is something that may go up in value, like a house. We worked out earlier we have $4,800 each year we choose to spend on things. So instead we will split that money across these three accounts, equally over the year. Over a year, if we didn't spend anything, we would end up with $4,800 across our three accounts, equals $1,600 in each account. But we don't have the money yet, so each payday we will instead put a little in each account. Even better if you can automate this with your bank, so just after you receive your pay, a little of that money is moved to each account. If we get paid every 2 weeks, that means we have around 26 pay periods in a year. $4,800 per 26 equals an average of $184 per pay period we spend on things we decide to buy. And we need to split the $184 into our three new accounts. So each pay packet we put $184 divided by 3 equals $61 into each of our three accounts. The rest of the money left in our normal bank account is used to pay rent, electricity, and all that stuff we have to pay for. If you find any extra money left in your normal bank account just before your new pay arrives, You can split the leftover money into 3 and put it in your 3 new accounts so you can grow even faster. It doesn't sound like much, and we haven't actually done anything except classify our money. But just after our next pay arrives, we suddenly have 3 new accounts, each with $61 in them. And in 2 weeks after our next pay, we now have 3 accounts with $122 in each of them. And so it grows each time you get paid. And now we need a little bit of discipline. We used to simply go buy and do things and pay for them. Some we have to pay, like rent, and some we choose to do, like going to the movies. We are focusing on the things we choose to spend on. We can still do that, but being a little more careful and with a plan. And with a limit when we want to spend money on something, just because we want to, we can at most spend the amount of money that is in our luxury account. We will not touch our emergency rainy day account or our savings account unless we need to for an emergency or as we reached a savings goal, e.g. have enough saved to buy that holiday. But our luxury account is for our enjoyment. You can spend the money in our luxury account on what you want, but only that luxury account money, no spending more than what is in that account. If you have a week you don't spend much of your luxury account money, you will have more in that account for later, more luxury. And you can spend your luxury account money guilt-free because it is part of the plan. Have a few weeks where you spend less than normal of your luxury account money. Now that really expensive meal isn't an issue as you effectively saved up for it. If you do this right, you won't need credit cards. If you do need to use credit cards, it may be a sign that you are spending more than you should be on something. Do not get a credit card simply to earn rewards points unless you can always pay the card off the same month. Otherwise, those points are costing you money far more than they are worth. Cards offering rewards are betting that you won't pay off your credit card each month, and that they will make lots of money out of interest. That is how credit card companies make so much money. Smart people don't pay interest, they earn interest. So after just 3 months, you will have $366 in your emergency account, $366 in your savings account, and whatever you haven't spent yet in your luxury account, or maybe you spend it all each fortnight, which is okay. Now we are getting somewhere. We have done all this without changing what we do too much, without stopping enjoying life, and without increasing how much money we earn. What we are doing is starting to build a more sound financial base for our life. Just like building a strong foundation for a house, it is very important if you want a stable house. And it adds up and up. After 2 years, even if your pay hasn't gone up, if you followed the simple rules, you will have $3,200 in your emergency rainy day account, $3,200 in your savings account. Unless you had an emergency bill or reached your savings goal and bought something you were saving for. We are starting to gain control and build a buffer. That buffer allows us to move away from living paycheck to paycheck. And that is a very big deal. If you got a better paid job or a pay increase, you may have even more in there. One trick is, once you are used to a certain pay, if you get a pay increase, try to put all that increase into your 3 accounts and they grow faster. All it took was understanding where the money is going each month. Then being sure to place them separate from the rest, and being just a little disciplined in the nice extras we like buying. After a month or so, especially if you organized for the $61 to automatically be put into the 3 accounts, you won't really notice the money you are saving and putting in an emergency fund, as you never really see it. It just adds up. Before you know it, you will have enough money to really take care of that scary unexpected bill without worrying. You will start to build proper savings that you can do proper things with, like paying a house deposit, buying a car, or taking that big holiday. And you can do all that and not use credit cards. Stuff that was impossible to afford all at once and that you normally can't do. You will have the money ready to buy it. Cash, baby. You still want to spend your savings and emergency money on decent things, as it took lots of work to save it, but you have options now as you have the money. Once this is working, you have a steadily growing safety net, and that allows you to have better financial security. Life becomes easier. You can do things like holidays or manage unexpected bills gracefully and with confidence. Without credit cards or loans, and with less or no stress. And once it is working, we can use some tricks to make that money work for you. So instead of sitting there and just your pay adding to it, it can also start making money of its own, and things just grow and grow and grow. But that is a topic for a coming video. So get to it. 3 accounts. Work out your nice to spend money each pay packet. Divide your nice to spend money up across the 3 accounts. One account is for your guilt-free enjoyment, and the other 2 accounts will slowly start to change your financial security forever. So what is stopping you? This was the big deal. Thanks for watching.